Hey, what's up, everybody? Gene Fetty with the Automotive Appearance Institute back at you with another all access podcast. This is number 19, your MTE Must-Do's. Hey, what's up, Dylan?
Oh, hi. You almost forgot about me there.
I didn't forget about you. You're right there.
Well, yeah, but it felt like you were just going to run right into things. And I know we're excited. This is a big episode.
I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. And you're like hiding
Appreciate
right behind the flip out screen of the camera.
I know, I'm sorry.
I like can't see. We're like playing peekaboo.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just
It's all
pretend
good.
you can see me.
So for those of you watching, I've got my script outline here. For those of you listening, I'm not normally a scripted out guy.
No.
I will have some talking points and like run with it. We've got so much information with like dates and times that I have to use some paper to make sure we get it all to you. So we're talking MTE. This whole show is about MTE, what to do, who to see, everything like that. Man, I remember going to my first MTE, and first I was like, dude, this is really cool. Like I can go see these tools, I can go check things out. And then I get to start meeting people, and I'm like starstruck over some of these dent guys that I've been following on Facebook, and maybe prior to that, like doording.com. I think that was the first time I officially got to meet Keith Cosentino there. It was really cool. MTE is literally one of it's my absolute favorite work week of the year, and one of my just favorite weeks of the year in general. I get to see friends from all over the world for a few days and hang out and have a great time. I cannot recommend it enough. If you haven't been, or you're thinking about going, or you're still teetering back and forth, buy the tickets, get on the plane, hop in the car, do whatever you got to do, but get there. So it is really a whirlwind few days. Dylan, last year was your first MTE.
Yes.
What did you think?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. So this was my first time going to any kind of event work-related, like any kind of expo, convention, etc.
Man, we broke you in, right?
Oh, I know. MTE was like, seriously, I look forward to this. Like, I know we can't show it on camera, but I literally have a countdown on the board for
13,
MTE.
at this 13, is that accurate?
As of recording.
Oh, to MTE.
Yes.
Yeah. I leave on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I'm less than 13 days. My MTE starts early, and I can't wait for that. I'm excited to go fly. I love to fly. I love to travel. I love to go see people. I'm super stoked. What'd you think of the crowds? I remember walking in, and you were like, there's so many people.
I was overwhelmed at first because it's like literally as soon as you open the door, it is like a flood of people.
I think we were flooding through. We were cutting through because we had exhibitor badges to get in before they opened the doors, and like sneaking through all of that. That was pretty cool.
It was just insane. And I vividly remember there's a clip from the MTE video that we did last year where it was like just a crowd of people waiting to even get in. Like it was just, there's so many people, but it's so cool that everybody is so like-minded that you're able to kind of talk to anybody, which is really what drew me in. Like you can talk to anybody from across the different industries and you still pick up good tidbits that could apply to your business and your industry.
And really, people are so outgoing. I'm going to touch on that later in my presentation, but like people are so outgoing. It's so amazing.
Yes.
It really is. In fact, our buddy Igor from Croatia had a post this morning, the day of recording, that it was his 17th dentiversary. I called it his dentiversary, but 17 years in the business. And he was talking about how this crazy little trade has taken him, I think, to every continent, he said. I think it was every continent, and he's still waiting to go to Brazil. He hasn't had an official invitation to Brazil yet.
Yes.
But Brazil's not a continent. It's just a country.
Yeah.
I think. Geography was not one.
That's in South America, I believe.
Yeah.
Geography was the only... Nobody take this out of context. Geography was the only D I got in high school. I know, that's why...
You know our audience is primarily male, and you just said that. Everybody is cracking up.
But it's true. Like, that was the only bad grade that I got in high school was geography.
Oh, you were talking about grades.
Yes.
Oh.
Geography was the only, like, D grade that I got in high school.
I thought you were talking about something else.
See, that I knew. That's why I said.
Wow. I'm sure some of you got a good chuckle out of that. That was
Always.
good. That was good. All right, so let's dive into what's going on and what to see. We're going to start talking some education. So I went and looked through the entire schedule. If memory serves, I think there's 64 classes available for taking at MTE. Now, you couldn't physically take them all because a lot of them occur at the same time, which is good and bad. But it is what it is, and the show continues to grow. So on Wednesday, the 29th, is MTE 101. If you are new to the business, if you are thinking about getting into the business, that is the place to go. So it is on the 29th, $75 a ticket, which is really affordable for the knowledge you could learn. Registration at mobiletechexpo.com. I think registration opens at noon and presentations start at 1. And the most important show, no, I'm just kidding. Well, mate, no. Our session is at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. That is Glue Pull Repair 101. You will learn all kinds of stuff. In fact, I just heard on a podcast, Dents and Dreams, the other day from Sheldon, that presentation that we put together was one of the most well-rated ones of MTE last year. So that is super stoked. We're excited to come back. We are updating that and adding some new content, getting a little bit deeper. And I'm watching Dylan struggle to plug in the audio machine. That's kind of funny. Anyways, then on to regular education day on Thursday. It appears as though classes start at 10 a.m. Registration, I'm certain, opens before that if you don't already have your badge. But anyways, what I did is I went through and it's like every hour, 10, 11, and then 1, 2, and 3. And I think there's a 4 o'clock. Yeah, there is a 4 o'clock. But I didn't add any 4s because we'll already be talking and that's where I would go. So what I did is I looked at the schedule and I thought, and now depending on who's listening, I'm speaking mainly to PDR techs or people looking to get into the PDR space. And that's where we work. That's where we live. And I am speaking to that. So these decisions are made based on what I would go to as a PDR business owner or as a PDR technician to open the day. Now, Tommy Clayton and Mike Wall from NAPDRT have a couple direct to PDR presentations coming together. I'm sure they're good. I've watched both of them speak. In fact, I got to share the stage with them at the expo in Vegas just in September. They were doing glue pull, and Tommy and Mike asked me to come up on stage and talk. Great to talk. Great to go see. However, if I only get to choose one, I am going to go see Miss Amanda Christensen from Iowa Dent Solutions at 10 o'clock with filling in your business knowledge gaps. Amanda is a super, super smart woman. She runs a lot of their business back in Iowa. And I know I've talked to her about the presentation and what she's going to bring. So many technicians, and I don't care what trade you're in, right? You could be detail, you could be tint, you could be film. So many technicians are technician-based and you're just learning about business, and what you don't know about business can make a huge difference in your world. The more I learned about business, the more I was able to grow. So without a doubt, if I'm picking just one, I'm going to go to that 10 o'clock with Amanda to figure out the gaps in my knowledge. So hands down, that's it. At 11 o'clock, it's a no-brainer. Glue pull for large damage repair with me, yours truly, at 11. So it's a 45-minute session. They also put Jonathan Van Fontaine from Belgium, the JVF retention guy, one of the original Kiko guys. Him and Chris did a lot of these designs and created these tools together. Jonathan is also on right at 11. Now, I would say, come see me, but if you are a Jonathan fan, or specifically if you are thinking about the retention tool purchase specifically, man, you got to think about Jonathan. And I think it's only fair to say that Jonathan is going to put on a killer presentation as well. I have listened to his presentations. I've shared the stage with him. Super knowledgeable guy. And the retention tool is super cool. But I will also be talking about the retention tool in my training. So make your own decision there. 1 o'clock is tough. Like when I looked at the 1 o'clock schedule, there are some serious knowledge bombs that are going to be dropped. We have the always educational, always learning something, Mr. Paul Corden, with how to earn from every hail lead, not just your repairs. Dude, that's super. One, it's a super intriguing title. What do you mean? Like you can make money on cars you don't fix? Like, Paul, you have my attention. And Paul is just a wealth of knowledge. We have had Paul come in and speak to the 20 group privately, and conversations with him. The dude is just one of the smartest guys out there. But that being said, Mr. Rob McDowell is also speaking at 1 o'clock about profitable off-matrix hail estimating. That is a way to sort of break the mold of what traditional hail estimating has been and take a whole different approach to your writing. I have successfully put this into play and made extra money. I have Dan Rakiki, who was just on 2 episodes ago, I think.
17.
Yeah, 17. So 2 episodes ago. He had a nasty storm come through Rochester this past year, and he implemented a ton of off-matrix estimating. Man, that's going to be a super actionable class without a doubt. And, right, you still have to choose Dave Shalott, Big Dent Dave, and Kevin Bird, a.k.a. Brown Kevin, are doing their presentation. I don't know if Dave has ever taken the stage at an MTE before, and I think Kevin has said it has been years and years and years and years since he has been on the stage. The current, depending on when you listen to this and whether they update the title or not, the current title is, oh man, my thing didn't write it down right.
Here.
It's something like getting the big fish, something with wholesale. It will be changed to wholesale, the cornerstone of PDR and reconditioning. Now, these guys are really, first off, okay, Dylan has it.
So there's actually another guy.
Oh, yeah, from Mobile Tech Mediating. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Alex Soto from Mobile Tech RX, Kevin Bird, and Dave Shalott. And the talk is called Breaking Through with Dealerships, How to Land a Big Fish.
Yes. So that is the current title on the website in the loading it now. It will be changed to the cornerstone of wholesale, the cornerstone of PDR and reconditioning. Now, if you don't know Dave or Kevin, these guys absolutely crush the wholesale side of the business. The joke is that wholesale is dead, and that's what they keep telling you, so everybody stays out. These guys are incredibly smart when it comes to running and operating wholesale businesses. It is going to be a wealth of knowledge. As long as my schedule permits, I will be in that class soaking up some knowledge, because those two veterans in the industry are going to be dropping some serious bombs. But there's a catch. It's a 45-minute session. Much like my session, you can't get everything you know out in 45 minutes. It's just not long enough. So they are creating what may be the first mini-series presentation for MTE. Ooh. So it's 3 parts. The first part is at MTE 2025 at 1 o'clock. Part 2 is going to be at the PDR Expo in Las Vegas, generally in September of 2025. And they're going to wrap that up with part 3 at MTE 2026 in Orlando. So if you want to get all of the knowledge from those guys, right, you're in for the long haul. I promise you, really looking at that 1 o'clock time slot, all 3 of those presentations are going to teach you how to make more money. I guess the flipping a coin and trying to decide if you are hail focused, you have to just make a decision between Paul and Rob and their 2 topics. If you're wholesaler, you have wholesale operations in your company, I think hands down, Dave and Kevin are the way to go. Like, man, I can't wait. I'm glad I'm not speaking at 1. All right. The 2 o'clock hour, because we're diving more into insurance work, because we're diving in more into insurance claims, there's an interesting one. This one really piqued my interest, and that's decoding the insurance claims process and strategy, claim process and strategies for 2025. That is with Tyler, I believe was his name, and he's an independent adjuster. So I'm sure you're going to get some insights to the insides, to the inner workings of the insurance industry and what it's going to take to get there. But because I know who our audience is here, and we like fixing cars, especially with glue. Did you know we have courses that teach you how to do glue pull repair?
Wait, like AAI does?
Yeah, we do.
Wait.
You could learn it online at your own pace.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
At my own pace?
Yeah, however you want to do it.
So I could do it at home or like at work?
Yep, you could do it on vacation sitting on the beach.
Oh my gosh. I could do it with drink in hand.
You could.
So where do I find these classes?
Just autoappearanceinstitute.com.
Really?
It's all there.
Just autoappearanceinstitute.com.
Yep. Go right there, and then you just click the menu and look for the classes, and it's there.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. And you said it's glue pull repair courses?
Yeah, there's tons of glue pull repair courses there. Yeah.
Really? That's just incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, just in case you didn't know.
Right, because I have no clue.
Yeah.
Absolutely no clue.
Yeah. Well, you can go there and learn.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Wow.
Anyways, if you want to learn at MTE and you learn some stuff off of me at 11 and you want to learn more, I think I'm going to sneak into at least part of this because we go on at 3 o'clock with our next one, the Unlocking Repairability with Chris White and Danny Hacker from Kiko Body Repair Products. I know in talking to Chris and Danny and of course following them with all the new tools that they have brought into the space with tension, pull towers, and even more tabs, they're rarely running into things that they can't tackle when they go out to these body shops. And I would imagine, I haven't talked to Danny or Chris about their presentation, I would imagine they're going to talk in depth about how the Kiko system can help you repair more vehicles, right? That's going to be an interesting talk. I almost feel like I have to go there for sure. Maybe I'll send somebody else to the decoding claims process and they can take notes and I can learn how to unlock more repairability and make sure that I'm teaching and showing you all correctly how to use it. And I always learn and pick up new tricks. So the 2 o'clock, if I got to make a decision, I think I'm going to the unlocking repairability, right? That's it. And like, I'm a Kiko guy. Like, I still love Kiko. At 3 o'clock, Dylan, what are you going to do about 3? Where would you go?
You know what? If I could pick one talk, just one, to go to at 3 o'clock.
Really? Yeah.
Like, that's all you have time for is one at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Probably the Shop Owners Roundtable. Yeah, that's probably where I'll be.
Do you know who's doing that talk?
Off the top of my head, I believe it's Jean Fete.
Yeah, that's the pronunciation. Is right. Yeah, it's fancy.
Corey Kleinfeld.
Yep.
Matt Moore.
Who's he?
Easy Auto Spa.
Oh, okay.
Easy Auto Spa. Chris Ray is with Dentless Touch.
Yeah.
We also have Christopher Ray.
You just said that already.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No, I have it in my head. I'm going out of order. Chris Ray,
yep.
Matt Moore,
yep.
Corey Kleinfeld,
yep.
Gene Fetty, Dave Detlaf.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
We're making her sweat. So, of course, our roundtable, the PDR, the shop, that's not just PDR, it's the Shop Owners Roundtable, 3 o'clock on Thursday, Education Day. And that's a long one. That is an hour and 45 minutes. Last year, I will tell you that it was standing room only. I have no reason to not believe that it's going to be standing room only again. So get there early. I will get there early because kind of have to be there to talk. Yeah. And we want to get everything set up to be able to do that. And it's not just PDR. All of us offer additional services, and we will be talking about said additional services and what it looks like and there's so much to go over.
There's wholesale, retail, tint.
Yep.
I know that they're going to be talking about restore effects, detailing. It kind of covers a lot of what's going to be there at MTE.
Well, even if I do say so myself, that is a pretty intelligent crew that's going to be on that stage.
Very intelligent, very experienced. Like, the experience combined is insane between all 5 of these guys.
Yep.
And they speak so well. If you don't go to this, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing?
Unless you are not interested at all in any kind of retail and shop, like, then go see something else.
Right. Like, if you're a tech and that's what you want to be, like, you just want to focus on fixing dents, don't bother. Like,
one-man show wholesale, you don't need to come.
No.
It's all good.
But if you're looking to grow and expand yourself and your business, this is exactly where you should be at 3 o'clock.
That's it. And those are Dylan's words, not mine. I would say I didn't
even
pay
get
her
paid
to say it, but she's on payroll, and she's working. So I guess technically I did pay her to say it, but I was going to pay her anyway, so she might as well say something nice.
It's from the heart.
Yes.
It's not from the paycheck.
Well, we appreciate that.
I got you. So, Gene.
Yes.
If you could pick one talk to go to that day, where would you go? Like, if you could only make it to one, gun to your head, what are we picking?
I think I'm going to go to the 1 o'clock Dave Shalott and Kevin Bird wholesale talk. Like, if I have to pick one, that's it. And that's going to be more business minded. And I think that's why I picked that particular one is there's more growth there, more exponential growth possibility than learning a new tactic for repairing a dent. But that's just where I'm at in my journey.
That, and it's a 3-part series. So if you miss the first one, you're probably going to be a little lost on 2 and 3.
One. Right. Yeah.
And if you go to the first one, of course you're going to want the information.
I have to go to Vegas.
2 and 3.
And Vegas is always a good time.
Oh no, you have to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I can't miss out.
Twist your arm.
That's right. That's right. So that's Education Day. Those are my recommendations. That's what I would do. The entire schedule is up on the MTE website, mte.live. Go find it. Go get there. And it's under the attend word in the menu.
If you go to the menu and you go down to education, you can pick MTE 101 and education schedule. And then from there, you can filter it. So the different categories are business and marketing, detailing, IDA, PDR, pads, paint and profits, and tools of the trade.
So breaking it down into the sections I actually didn't like. There's a download the whole schedule, just download the PDF.
I saw that too.
Then you can see everything that's going on at the same time. And actually, it's not a PDF. It was an Excel spreadsheet. And Dylan knows how I love a spreadsheet.
Oh, I love spreadsheets.
I hate spreadsheets.
Oh,
the bane of my existence.
Spreadsheets and presentations. Oh, I love it.
All right, so now I want to run through the show schedule just real quick. We're not going to stop on a whole lot. Wednesday, 1 to 5 is the 101. 4 to 8 is the Brews and Badges welcome party. So I guess after the presentation, you can go get a beer, which sounds like a plan to me. Thursday, Education Day opens at 10. We just went through that. From 5 to 6 is the People of the Year Awards. Guys, go check that out. That's always a great ceremony. You get to see some leaders, some special people in the space, and we get to honor people who are no longer with us. So it is really cool. I was lucky enough to, I think it was in 2019, get Mentor of the Year. And I'll tell you, it was really a true honor to get that. So don't miss the People of the Year Awards. From 8 to 10 is the after party. If I remember right, I think that is at the other extra hotel. I think it's at the Marriott because they ran out of rooms at the Gaylord.
I'll find it.
They talked about it on the Dents and Dreams podcast. Also, if you want more information about MTE, Kevin Bird and Sheldon Kay were on Dents and Dreams the other day. Look for Dent Reaper on Facebook and then his live video from the other night.
It's for Thursday?
Yeah. Yes.
So the after party is at the Courtyard Orlando Pool Bar. Who needs sleep when you can get another free beer?
That's right. Yeah, Sheldon's buying the beers there, so go check that out. Friday, the actual show opens at 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will be there Friday. Dylan will be there. Get some pictures, get some video.
Heyo.
Got any questions? Like, catch us. From 5 to 6 is the 80s party out on the lawn with more free beer.
You can't pass that up.
No. And I have an 80s costume.
No, you do not.
It just came in the mail the other day. Wait till you see it.
Please tell me there's a mullet.
You're just going to have to wait and see, Dylan. You got to wait and see. But anyways, and Sheldon dropped it the other day, live 80s cover band.
Switch.
From 5 to 6. So come check that out. That's going to be a good time for sure. Saturday, the Floor Expo is 10 to 4. And then the Dent and Detailing Competition Awards after the Dent Olympics and tag team event. And detailing is doing, I think it says detailing competition, but I think it's actually a paint correction competition.
I was going to ask that. Is that new this year?
That is new this year. Okay. I caught some videos. Go check out the MTE social channels. Very cool. They're doing it actually sounds like they put a lot of thought into it and are trying to make it as evenly fair as possible across the board to get the same results. So check that out. I kind of half want to enter because I was a detailer back in the day. See if I could show these young bucks how to polish something. And then the other part of me is like, I'm not bringing a buffer down, and I don't know if I could borrow one. So we're good. And I don't want to make them look bad with Dent guy. Totally kidding. The way these guys paint perfect now is unreal. We were doing that back in the 90s, early 2000s before I got into dents. I just wasn't smart enough to call it paint correction. We were just buffing a car. But you guys have taken it to another level, and hats off to you for building that into like a more real business. What's that face for, Dylan?
It is a paint protection.
Correction. Paint
I'm
correction.
So sorry. Paint correction competition.
Yes.
I'm probably going to get some laughs out of this. But mind you,
Can't be worse than didn't get any D in high school.
But please keep in mind, people, that I do not have an auto body background. So whenever I ask some of these
You don't
questions,
even have an automotive background, let alone auto body.
I drive a car.
Well, that's good.
Paint correction, you said is the same as buffing?
Yes. Call it more in-depth buffing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know the process. That's why I was curious.
Yeah. Yep, polishing paint, making paint shiny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. And these guys get carried away, in a good way, carried away. It's unreal what
Right.
a perfectly corrected car can look like.
Like dent guys, right? You guys will chase that perfection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even though this has been a week of non-perfection dents for me.
You kill. I know that the video won't be out by the time this episode airs, but there's a really, really cool repair coming.
As a class lesson, or in addition to I haven't decided where we're going to put it, but it is going to be. It's pretty in depth. It's one of the most technically difficult dents I've ever done.
Crazy work.
So it came out great. And then the show wraps at 4. Check out those events, or if you're still around, check out the trophies, the awards handout at the end. It's always cool. And I know these guys, certainly on the dent competition side of things, and I would imagine detailing is going to be the same way. You're putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. You're being judged in front of your peers. Like, hang out and show them and let them check it out. And I am one of the judges for the Dent Olympics. So I get to see what these guys put into it. And the repairs, like these guys who win, next level. So
For the detailing competition, they should have gotten like dirty ass cars for detailing. Like, we should have taken the Kia Soul down.
Take the Kia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, the Kia is rough. They would all quit. They'd be like, you know what? We're just going to be dent guys.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm good.
So that is sort of the show floor, which brings us into like people to meet and must-do activities. So when you're on that show floor, speaking of the competitions, go check it out. Go check out the Dent Olympics. I'm sure the polishing, paint correction is going to be out on the floor for you to see. Go watch what these guys are doing. Cheer them on. It's incredibly stressful. I'm sure. And of course, the PDR tag team competition. And sometimes that's more about the costumes than the dents. But man, these guys really dress up and get, they get into character. Theme songs walking in and everything. It is, if you've not seen that, it certainly is something to see.
Wasn't there 2 guys that dressed up as Wayne's World?
Oh, I'm sure,
year?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
I'm
iconic.
Sure. I remember when the Ginger Bros, Andy and Brandon, I think it was a year before you came down, they were Bert and Ernie. It was awesome.
Stop.
You'll have to go to the Ginger Bros page. I'm sure it's on there. But yes, incredible stuff. So check that out. And, go track down those people that you follow and interact with on social media. I remember at my first MTE, Mike Toledo, Dent Time. Everybody knows Mike Toledo. If you're in PDR at all, you're even thinking about it, you know who Mike is. So I've been watching Mike's videos and content forever. And he had a booth there. He was selling, I think he was selling DVDs, and he was with Anthony Spencer, and Anthony was selling this cool little double-headed knockdown, which should come back because it was a pretty great tool. And I stood in line I think I bought Anthony's knockdown, but I didn't need Mike's DVD. But I stood in line just to meet Mike Toledo and say, hey, and thanks for the content you put out there. Starstruck that he was there and approachable. As the industry has grown, as my position in the industry has changed, all of us are just regular people. Come up to us and say hi and talk, take a picture. That's what we're here for. We put this stuff out there to try to make the industry a better place, to try to make the world a better place. And we're happy to stop and talk. And I love it. Don't be bashful.
I remember I was super scared to go up and say hi to that PDR girl last year, and
Yep.
You went up and grabbed her so I could say hi. That was really cool.
You were afraid. I'm like, just say hi. She didn't even bite your head off or anything, did she?
No, she's super nice. I love her.
And I think you guys have even connected on social a little
Yep.
bit, right?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to go up and talk to people. It really is cool. We've mentioned Kevin Bird a few times. He's the really tan Kevin. You can't miss him. He will probably generally be with beer in hand, but he's the selfie king. Go find Kevin and get yourself a Kevin Bird selfie. You have to do it. Man, I can't tell you how many Kevin Bird selfies I was in at the PDR Expo in Vegas. I feel like better than half, maybe. I don't know. Kevin takes a lot of selfies. But make sure you track him down and do that.
We'll throw one up on the screen.
Yes. Go check out Radio Row. So I don't know exactly where that's going to be on the floor, but all of your favorite PDR podcasts and potentially even detailing podcasts. I don't know. Don't follow the detail podcasts. Sorry, boys. Maybe we should have a collaborative show and talk dents and details. Anyways, Friday at 10 o'clock, we're going to be on. So the podcasters are going to be doing a show live at MTE. They're bringing all the tech. We just got to bring an SD card and a camera and go to town. So we will be there. I think I may even have Dylan talked into getting on camera for this episode.
Potentially.
Who else wants to have a camera on Dylan for her little chime-ins? Or do we keep her like Jamie on the Rogan show and we just reference Dylan and she just works in the background?
Yeah, I'm just the voice of God back here yes.
All right, we'll see. Well, but I don't know. People might want you on camera. It's hard to say.
Let us know in the comments.
So don't be afraid to come see us. Come track us down. We're going to have stickers and maybe a new design or two.
Crossing fingers.
Yeah, we get some artwork back today. Pretty stoked for that. Hopefully the sticker people come through. Now, let's talk some tools because who wants to go to MTE and not get tools, right?
That's like the half of the show.
Yeah. So go to the booths, put your hands on these tools, and check these things out. I'm going to give you my 2 cents on it. And there's only one here that I'm really, really, really partial to. But not yet. So let's talk about Anson. So what do you got to go see? What you have to see at the Anson booth. Now, just so I don't forget, and it just popped into my head, there's going to be a new Illumident pocket light. I saw the prototype. It's sold out in Japan. I don't have one yet. I told Craig Dyer to earmark me one at MTE so I can get it. This light is awesome for starting deep dents, and the build out on it is fantastic. It is that is not a must see. That's a must buy. Like, I'm definitely buying that one. You got to get it. So from Anson, check out the new limit dent light. Of course, that'll be at the Anson booth. Then the end game handle for sure is amazing. That's the indexing handle, right? One button for on and off and one button to turn without taking it off to turn. When you get this, or if you already have this and you don't have any of the other tactical handles, get an extension, because when you put this thing together and get this length for the tool, the leverage, your shoulders will thank you for the rest of your career. I wish I had that. Excuse me. I wish I had that 20 years ago when I started, and my shoulders might not hurt as bad as they do today. But anyways, the end game for sure at Anson. The new mini slide hammer is pretty sweet. Takes your regular hot glue tabs and unscrews really long threads because they don't want it to pull out. You can screw your cold glue tabs into there. Glexo, VIP, and Sergio are all this thread. Great little slide hammer, nice short throw, good weight. Check it out. And can you ever have enough slide hammers?
No.
I don't think. And I know there's another one being worked on by another tent tech that's supposed to be pretty awesome. So the mini slide hammer from Anson. Whilst you're at Anson, the shock blocker knockdown. If you have not put one of these in your hand, because I think if you put one in your hand, you already own them. If you've not put one in your hand, go check this out. Grab it and do some tapping down. Dylan, what do you think you could tap this down with?
Perhaps a stinger paddle?
Maybe you could use the brand new, designed by me, stinger paddle. So this is, I guess it's going to debut it should be on AnsonPDR.com right now and available. I was working a hailstorm in 2018 and working literally next to Peter from VIP and Mike Stephanakis. And I was struggling with these sharp, really sharp dents on roofs that were glue pull only. The reason dead center, I introduced them to dead center tabs, and they introduced me to, I've since decided to call it my stinger knockdown technique, but it's a technique of using an extremely light striking surface to strike your knockdown with. And I say that it allows you to sting the high spots down without driving the metal in. But I could not find a paddle anywhere that was perfect. I had a hammer that was close, but it didn't love the build quality on it. So I went to Craig with Anson, and they have all kinds of custom wood things made. And I'm like, Craig, I need to make what in my mind would be the perfect paddle. In fact, I almost went and called it the perfect paddle, but I like Mark with perfect pull tower, and I like the purple perfection, and I think perfect is just thrown around too much. So I decided to call it the Stinger. So these are now live at AnsonPDR.com. It's made out of, we tried bunches of different woods. We spent months perfecting this thing. We tried bunches of different hardwoods. We landed on this Purple Heart, which is incredibly hard. It is a hard wood. It's hard on the tools to even make it. We've got the exact perfect size ball to fit in your hand. And this allows you to either strike bare wood or on this leather face. It's perfect. Oh, Dylan has a question.
I always have questions. The little ball on the end.
Yes.
So I know that in past courses and past podcast episodes, you've talked about a dent maker.
Yes.
Is the ball on the end something that you could use as a dent maker with a cloth or something?
So theoretically, yes. It wouldn't make the perfect It wouldn't make a perfect starter dent because of the radius, because it's pretty small. Okay. It's actually going to make an incredibly sharp dent, believe it or not.
Really?
Because of the area that it actually touches when it touches the panel is pretty small. But yes, you could put a towel on this. You could make a dent with it for sure, and a nice round dent to get perfect damage for perfect practice, to practice perfectly. Anyways, yes, you could. But really, we tried it without a handle. We tried it with a hammerhead handle like this. Just doesn't add weight. And that ball it fits perfectly in your hand. And you get a great finesse touch. A little side bonus with this is we are creating, actually, on Monday when you're listening to this, it will be being filmed and it'll be up before MTE. When you buy this paddle, you get access to a free mini course on AAI, on why to use this, how to use it, where I use it, and different techniques with this paddle, and exactly why we designed it to be this way. So that'll be free, and I think that's going to be at autoappearanceinstitute.com/stinger.
Correct.
Yeah, see, I pay attention to what you do, Dylan. Anyways, this thing is awesome, and we really did put a ton of thought and design into this. And they weren't supposed to make MTE, but literally this morning, like 5 hours ago, Craig called me, and they have a good bunch of them in stock, and they are going to make the trip to MTE. So, super stoked that the Stinger is making MTE.
But make sure that you act like we don't know when the next batch will be here.
We don't know when the next batch will be. Like, these are literally handmade in Texas by some dude.
So, make sure that if you see it and you're interested,
pick it up.
Because it might not be here.
Yeah. I had prototypes. We sent them out. Everybody who puts these into use absolutely falls in love with them. And they hold up like, I couldn't tell you how many times I've knocked down. I couldn't tell you how much I knocked down with this yesterday on that freaking rail dent that we're going to have the class for. This thing is awesome. And again, it's a simple tool, but handcrafted with love and designed with love to make your life a little bit better. So AnsonPDR.com, available now, and also at MTE, right? Go get you a Stinger. Pretty stoked for that. Next up, Dent Reaper. So over at the A1 booth, Dent Reaper and Dent Slayer are both going to be there. At Dent Reaper, of course, if you don't have his tabs, get his tabs. They're a must-have. His two newest tools, the Kratos, right? We did a little review on these. I don't know, a couple episodes ago. Yeah. Awesome for a direct, smooth push. Two different sizes, and of course fits the end game handle. And the new 3D tool. This thing will give you that sort of a roll for working creases out. It just did a long crease on something, and man, just flew right through pushing that out. Like you get down on the door and a little bit of a load, and just once you get the rhythm of rolling that out, it just erases the crease. And then, of course, if you need a sharp push to finish up, right, pull back, and that has a really nice sharp tip on it. So at Dent Reaper, go check those out for sure. He is also having a competition. So, Dylan, we need to make a reel or whatever those are called out of our little Dent Reaper talk and tag him, because he's doing a giveaway of tools that have never before been seen for people who tag him in a Dent Reaper video about his tools on the gram, I think. So remind me, I can send you the thing. And for those of you out there, John is a good supporter of AAI. He's one of the sponsors of the GPR Masterclass, which is where you can go to learn all about glue pulling. GPRmasterclass.com.
I'm sorry, wait, what was that URL?
It was GPRmasterclass.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'm getting pretty good at slipping these little things right in. I kind of like it. It's fun.
You're doing good.
I feel like an old 50s radio guy.
I feel like.
Did you know that Downy is the best way to keep your towels soft? And Dylan lost it.
That was good.
Yeah.
You gotta work that transatlantic accent in there though. This Downy, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to work on my inflection. Anyways, go check those out. And that is my Dent Reaper video for that competition. At the A1 booth, so I have 2 tools for you to check out with Dent Layer. I've used both, but I went with the Cold Snap. The Cold Snap system for cold glue. This is my go-to. I'm so fast with this. This thing made me a ton of money this summer working a hailstorm for 6 weeks out on the road. Money, money, money. That being said, he also has his AR9, which is the automatic return cold glue slide hammer. Tons of people love those. This just edged it out for me, and I already have a lot of tools, but maybe I need one. Should I? Maybe? I don't know. I might have to play with one.
I feel like you're asking me, but I feel like you already know the answer.
Yeah, all right. I'm just going to have to.
You're just going to have to buy it.
So I guess I'm going to go see Dent Slayer at the A1 booth. But what I'm really going to look at the A1 booth with Dent Slayer is this table. I don't know how much you can see on camera, but this little table is an adjustable bench from Husky at Home Depot. Matt developed arms to put on this table to turn this into a hood or panel stand. And it's got some great reviews. I really want to pay attention to that, especially now that we have one of these in the studio.
That'd be sweet.
And make it double duty. So check those out. Those are my Dent Slayer picks. Pretty cool stuff. On to Kiko. The K-Power. I didn't bring it in because my desk is full. And I did a little talk about it the other day. That's the K-Power. They have large and small. But especially go check out those accessories for the K-Power. And especially, these are brand new, the tab straps. These are pretty awesome. I was using them on a big old gnarly push to paint last night. Pretty cool. I'm certain that Danny's going to have these set up in the booth showing the tension. But the tab straps, and check out some of the push tools. And when I mean push tools, I mean it's like a screw-driven Porta-Power. The K-Power is awesome. Some tabs to check out, and go pull. Play with tabs, try them out for our audio people. Little ASMR. The Tornado tabs by Hudson. Right? That's a collaboration between Hudson and Kiko.
I need to get a mini cow.
And if they're still there, I don't know if they're out of mini cows or not.
Freaking Mac lost my mini cow when he was blow drying in the studio.
Hudson, if you listen to this, Dylan needs another mini cow. Anyways, so the tornado-shaped shaft into the dead center style face. Tornado tabs are awesome. I've been using those actually since they made the prototype 10 millimeters, and then since release. I think it was Vegas is when they released them. I've been put them into the mix since then. New tabs from Kiko. Honestly, have not put these into play yet. These new intermediate tabs. It has a stepped shaft and thicker face. It's supposed to be a step in between standard tabs and working towards finishing tabs. I've not played with them. Stop at the booth and pull with them. Now I have played with these new gear tabs. These just dropped to the public this week, and they showed up at I ordered them as soon as I saw them on the website, saw Danny talking about them. These are pretty cool. So it's an intermediate tab. So your dead center tabs are finishing. It's for finishing a dent. And then your regular tabs were like your regular tabs. These literally sit in the middle. The two big changes here. So they've thickened the shaft up, so it's not going to give you as tight of a pull as a dead center. But they have drastically thinned out the face and added this gear shape, right? It looks like teeth on a gear around the edge. Those teeth all added together give you a little bit extra adhesion, sort of along the lines of Dent Reaper's Edge Flex technology, where the edge steps down. Sort of the same idea. They're getting a little bit more reach out without affecting the face of the pull, and actually lets it pull a little bit tighter. I have made pulls with those. It's a good hard pulling tab. I was fighting right next to a body line, some pretty stiff metal. I dig the tabs. So go check those tabs out at the Kiko booth. And I'm sure Danny will let you play with those. And their new hammers. I've got these two long and short. This one is essentially like the most cool rebuild of the old Craftsman or Vaughan hammer ever. Interchangeable tips. Actually, it's an interchangeable system. You can change back here. You can actually switch these shafts out, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's glued on. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. It is a modular system, though. We can change back here. This one in particular has literally become a go-to hammer for me for working down my larger crowns. These tips with the pivot tips on them and that long reach has just been like, it's money. The strike you get is unreal. Go check out the new Kiko hammers for sure. They're also supposed to be coming out with a 500 watt, I guess it's already out, a 500 watt glue gun. I've not seen it. I've only heard tell of it. I think it was Scott talked about it at Christmas on the Black Friday sale. And I need to see one if they don't have one. Or also, let's go back over to Anson. This plug-in 110 volt Tech 820-12 250 watt gun has become my go-to collision gun. This thing just pumps out the glue, but I'm also interested to see Kiko's 500 watt one. So get after it. This is a lot of information, Dylan.
This is a lot.
But you know what? People are stoked. It's about MTE. You got to know what to do. You got to know where. There's so much to do. If we don't do this, they might get lost. They might not know what to go see.
They're like, where do I go?
Right? Just trying to be your little MTE guide.
Exactly. He's your little tour guide. If you
That's
get lost,
right.
just think of Gene, like popping up on your
You could
shoulder,
just download this episode and keep it on your phone and put your AirPods in. And then you're like,
There you go.
education day, what do I do? Just fast forward through the podcast. I won't make Dylan do timestamps for everything,
Oh,
though.
thank you.
That would be a long one. Moving over to Black Plague, he's got a couple new things coming out. First, right, and not everything here is new, right, but it is stuff to see. If you are not using the Black Plague tension straps or tension straps in general for glue pulling, you are missing the boat. These things are super inexpensive and incredibly useful and strong. He's got two new ones of these coming out. I don't know that there's names other than like yellow and green. Let's call it small and bigger than small, medium, large. I don't know. So these work with the Kiko adapter. They've got a metal bar in there. It slides into the Kiko adapter. It's like a beefed up version of the Anshin strap and wider. So it's got two. So you could, in theory, glue, and like pull multiple times before you have to clean anything. Where it really shines is being able to go and pull on two planes. Like think like you're working a quarter panel and the jam is pushed in a little bit. You can pull the face here and go into the jam and conform to whatever shape that is and pull collectively. This one I just used last night on a big wicked pull to paint that I was using this tab strap on. This grabs, right? I used it just like this, grabbed on the face of the quarter panel and then under the quarter where it returns to the bumper here. I will tell you that I was using the perfect pull tower. So that's the weight of the car sitting on the pull tower. And I've got a winch from Harbor Freight that we use. I was pulling hard enough with just one of these that I was sliding the car across the floor. Like it was pretty impressive. Wow. Straps, I think, are my favorite way to pull when you're talking about those large, broad pulls, without a doubt. So go check those out. And Keith came out with, and these are even cooler than when he sort of sent me that sneak peek. He came out with these new feet for your Kiko feet. They are threaded.
I think these are my favorite.
These are pretty slick, right? So these are threaded. And actually, I got enough feet to put them on my K-beams and everything. So we're going to be able to spread it out. You get, I believe it's like a half an inch coming towards the end. Right. Probably about right there. Look at how we can get that offset all the time. Like it really happens more often than you would think. You run into places on the car where you just can't get your feet on flat or you're next to it. Like you're pulling on a roof. You got a foot on a roof and you're over on the rail and things get awkward. These feet allow you to inside of that 1/2 inch of travel. Infinitely adjust so you can get your lifter perfectly straight onto the panel. Looks like they're coming in 2 packs. And really, you take your foot off, super easy to install. One little screw right in here, little Phillips screw. No new screws in here. This just replaces this part from Kiko, and it snaps right into your tool. So those are going to be at the Black Plague booth. They may even be available online at blackplaguepdr.com. And if you can't spell plague, dead rat tabs, all easy words.com will also get you to the same place. And I'm not ready for the full review on this yet, but the early results, the early information is saying pretty badass little light. And I know currently it's only going to be available at MTE. If I didn't bring it up again, I would be doing you a disservice. The new stick light by Stucky. I've been using this for, I guess, about 2 weeks now. And man, it is super, super handy. Great for cross-checking, great for getting into tight little places. I'm totally digging it. Go back a couple episodes ago, but like a couple different colors of lights. The little suction cup thing is awesome. Like, you just touch it, and it sticks onto the panel, ready to go. I even saw Mike from Dent Time the other day live on, I think it was live on TikTok. Of course, because he's Mike, took the fog off, or maybe even had Carl make it separate, and even had a mini line board set up on here. So Dan Rakiki, if you're listening, I saw Toledo has a line board version of this light. So go check that out. Available only at MTE for now. So run, don't walk. But be careful. Like, we don't need a stampede to Stucky booth and pick that up. That is the only place to get those. That is my must-dos for MTE 2025.
Take a big breath. That was a lot.
I did. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah. That's that cold beer that I'm not having until I leave for MTE is sounding better and better and better for it. So guys, we've got some new courses available on AAI. We've got the Protractor Close, super simple course, super cheap, make you super lots more money. Check that out. If you're thinking about getting into PDR, go back and listen to the Dan Rakiki episode where I sort of break it down. But intro to PDR through GPR, right? I will definitely be talking about that at the MTE 101 day, without a doubt. We are filming a knockdown course on Monday, and a whole new catalog of courses coming out this year. We've got a pretty aggressive schedule. Poor Dylan is having anxiety just looking at the to-dos, but it's going to be there. We are also at MTE. I'm not dropping any details now, but at MTE, we're going to be dropping a new membership to the training site that's going to get you access to everything and access to me. We're going to be doing some live calls, live workshops, live something, but only exclusive for membership people. So the only place to find out about that now is MTE. So you better book your flight, hop in the car and get down there, get your tickets. You don't want to miss out on that.
And if there's stuff that you want to see in the membership program, just like give us an email, admin@autoappearanceinstitute.com. We're always looking to be better. We're always looking to improve the business. So like if you have ideas or you have suggestions, always feel free.
And we're always looking to partner with other content or other subject matter experts and help produce your content for you and host it. You just come in, be a movie star for a day or two, walk away, we'll mail you a check. Nice and easy. It doesn't get any easier than that.
No. Just a day of your time.
That's it. We also are going to be having a couple in-person events here in Pittsburgh that we're going to tease out now because you got to start saving your pennies. We're doing an in-person glue pull repair for collision class, but we're mixing it up a little bit. One day, day one, is going to be all collision GPR, like a normal class. Day two, we're going to have a smaller class size, and we're going to be doing advanced glue pull repair. So that could be for the body tech that wants to go deeper, for the PDR tech that wants to learn more, wants to go deeper. That is going to be available for a second day. Dates to come soon, probably just after MTE. Those will all be announced. And we have Mr. Jean or for us Americans, Zan Vidic, coming over from Slovenia. And we will be doing an in-person 5-day hands-on advanced training at the end of March. 5 days. Yes, Dylan. It is huge.
This is news for me, guys.
Yep, it is a 5-day training. It's incredible. We did one a couple of years ago, and it was absolutely fantastic. The results that we got to see the students have was just mind-blowing. How does this thing keep turning on?
It's a ghost.
It is.
Ghost of Dead
It
Space.
is going to be incredible, so keep an eye out for that. Sure, we will be talking with John at MTE about that, and opening up sales. So those are going to be limited, but that class can change your entire dent repair world, like without a doubt. So let's see. Introduction check. Classes check. Here. Go see Gene. Yes. Dave and Kevin.
You
see
need to
Gene
remind
again.
everybody what time
Have
your
some
talks
beers. Have some beers. Have some beers. Go meet these people. Selfie with Kevin. Anson, Dent Reaper, Slayer, Kiko, Black Plague, Stucky, Call to Action. Guys, that is a wrap. We'll see you at MTE. Until next time.
are. Bye.